Good morning, everyone. Sorry for being a little bit late. I was just getting a last-minute cup of coffee, and I was using the restroom, and I ran into somebody in the hallway. And so we started talking, and I'm like, oh, no, I forgot. We're supposed to be going. Yeah. So there's that. So I was about 2 minutes late, and I apologize for that. Okay, well, anyhow, I just wanted to say hello to everybody. Hopefully you guys are doing well. And listen, if you look at the chat right now, I'm doing a market webinar today on a roadmap on how to be successful in trading in 30 days. I just put the link in there if you guys want to check it out. It's going to be at 10:30 if you're available. I've got it all scripted out, planned, prepped, so it's going to be a lot better than my normal training, which is pretty hard to top, if I do say so myself. Just kidding. Also, hey, thanks a lot, Paul. Appreciate it. I am doing well. I hope you are well also, and Yugoslav. I hope you guys are well. And so let's go ahead and jump into the chart. So I titled today's method. Can you guys hear me? Eunice, if you can't hear anything, turn up your volume. But of course you can't hear me, so how's that going to help? So let me just type it in. Turn up the volume. Okay, so Uh-oh, phone call. Excuse me, guys. This is my wife. I always answer when she's asking. Hey, sweetie, I'm on live.
That's wonderful. I got good news.
What?
I get to go home. I'm on my way home.
Why?
Oh, because the Andrew didn't have anything to do today, and I didn't want to be there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So she offered her a little cash and said she's going to do my class. So now I get to go home.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll call you in a little bit.
Well, that's all I'm going to try. That's all. I'm just going to go.
Okay. Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Eunice can hear me now, just in time to hear me talk to my wife. She was just letting me know she didn't have to work today, so she's happy. Okay. All right. So today we're going to do two things. We're going to do a market, and I'm going to put my phone on silent now, so we won't have that problem again. We're going to talk about being a market sniper. I'm going to just go into some details about really being patient. Patience. Patience is a big one, right? Because I love trading and I always run the numbers. It's like, okay, if I could take 5 million trades and I hit a 60% win rate and I hit a 2-to-1, I'll make a lot of money. I have a nice little chart for that as well. You know, I have a nice chart that I look at from time to time, which has planning and stuff like that. It's a risk management chart. And I think I might've showed you guys earlier, but it calculates my risk to reward. And so I'm always doing, okay, if I hit 200 trades and I'm risking $133, I'm always trying to calculate it to get the maximum performance that I possibly can, right? And so that's really well and good, and it's great. But the problem is you don't want to rush those trades, right? You don't want to rush the trades. So let me just explain what this little chart is real quick. So this is, you put your risk in. So let's say I'm risking $50, okay? Just $50 a trade. That's not a ton, right? $50, right? And you make 200 trades, right? 200 trades, and then this is your stats. So if your stats would indicate that you win 60% of those trades, and your risk to reward ratio is 1-to-1, you made $2,000. $2,000. So can you get a 1-to-1 and a 60%? And that's great. But here's the problem. $2,000 is not a ton of money. And also the problem is $200, 200 trades is a lot of trades. So it's going to take some time to get this. So the way that you really increase is you got to get your trade size up, right? So instead of trading 500, you're risking 5,000, right? If you're risking $5,000 per trade, well, then now you got a $200,000, right? And that's pretty solid because why? Because $200,000, that's good money. If you take 200 trades a year, that's good money. Okay. So you got to get your trade size up, but it takes forever to get your trade size up. It takes forever to get it from 50 to 500, especially if you're doing 2,000. If you're doing 2,000, how long is it going to take you? It's going to take you a lot of trades, right? A lot. You know, we just do 2,000 trades. What's going to happen? So now we actually have to take 20,000 trades to get to that same number, right? 20,000 trades, which, the high frequency trading machines can do something like that, but it's very difficult. So the key is to scale, right? To grow, to slowly go from $50 a trade. So we'll go back to the 200, right? So now we're going to do $50 a trade and we hit a certain level. Once you hit your stats, then you go from there, you go to $100 a trade, and you just slowly increase your trade size, right? And then that's how you begin to start to grow your account, right? Over time, you just slowly grow it. And nobody wants to hear that because everybody wants to, boom, 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 instant riches, right? Instant riches. Everybody wants to hear that. So that is what I'm talking about, but I want to just dive in a little bit about being a market sniper, okay? Which is maybe taking less trades, but then being more targeted on your trade and being patient. And that's why I use the term sniper. I mean, that term's been used a lot when talking about markets, but it really makes a lot of sense, because if you think about a sniper, they're sitting, they're waiting, they're being patient. You know, they have to take somebody out, right? But they're going to sit there for how long? You know, they're going to wait days and days and days, hiding in a little hole in the ground, ready to take out their target. And so if we're market snipers, we could do the same thing. So if we do a $50, okay, $50, but let's drop that now. We only take 50 trades, right? But we're going to be market snipers, right? And so what does that mean? That means that our winning percentage is going to go way up, right? We're going to bump it from 60% to 80% because we're going to be patient, right? Patient. And see the difference? Do you see the difference here? Well, no, obviously I need to tell you the difference. So the previous example, they made $2,000 with 200 trades, but we were hitting at 60%. But if you bump the win rate to 80%, well, now your winning percentage goes up to 1,500. But if you're a market sniper, and this is if you risk, see up here where it says win rate? So this is 1. That means you're risking $1 for every dollar that you lost. But if you can make $1.05, $1.50 for every dollar that you lose, well, then it bumps it up to 2,500. So now we're making more money. Hey, Ben, good to have you on. Thank you. We're making more money, $500 more money with 150 less trades. That's like 75% less work and 25% more money. So anytime we get less work and more money, that's a good thing. But the problem is it's the patience, right? You have to be patient and really wait for your setup. And I am not always great at this, but I did do one on Monday, and you might be, no, it's like, no, he didn't do one on Monday. What, I did one on Monday, if you guys remember. Okay, and it was that XRP trade. You guys remember that one? And I also did one offline as well that I was really patient on, and I was so happy about it because I nailed it, right? And, you know, I'm not here just to brag and say that I'm nailing all these awesome trades, but what I'm trying to get to you to say is I was patient and I did it, and that is helping, right? It's helping the stats. So right now, I'm going to go over this euro dollar because I'm going to look at some other pairs. Oh, but you know what I'm going to do first? So let's take a look at the crypto. You guys remember XRP? If you remember that XRP, let me know. Do you guys remember that? We had a really cool setup happened on Monday, and it was solid, right? And we were right here. It was right here. And we were saying if it broke out, we were going long. Do you guys remember that? There we go. 1760 on gold. I like that. We'll talk gold again, but I like gold too. If you remember that, hit that like button because we talked about this, and this was just a great trade. 124 up to 146. I mean, this was just an awesome trade. It worked out perfectly, and now we're in a consolidation range again. And so we'll have to reevaluate. But that was it was a great setup, and it was just patience. And you see how it broke out and then it retested? I mean, this is just classic here. You could either get in on the break, which would have been right here, or you could wait for the retest. It went right back to that trend line. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. So I'm hoping, Yugoslav, he remembers, right? I'm hoping you guys remember that. And I'm hoping some of you were able to take some trades, right? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about today's giveaway. We're adjusting it a little bit. We're adjusting the giveaway, and we want to make sure that we give something away today. So today, all we have to do is get 15 retweets instead of the normal, or what I was trying to get last time. Now we just cut it down. We're going to go to 15. So let me pull it up. You click the link in the chat. The link is in the chat. We got 35 people. So we want to get some people that are actually people that take action. And you just click this button right here, and you click retweet, and then we'll get it. And we're going to do, if we get 15, we're going to give 2 away, 2 1-month subs. And, I'm in there, and my trading coach is in there, and it's really awesome. And when you get 1 month free, okay? Before we were giving a year for free, which is valued at $1,000. But here's the thing about 1 month is if you're in for a month, you get access to our tools, which you can see. These are the same tools I use on the charts, which is the Epic Trade Manager, which sells for $97. And then this Savvy MACD, which the MACD is free, but the dashboard is a paid product. So yeah, just click that retweet, guys. I want to give something away. We just need 9 more retweets. We got 34 people watching. We need 9 more. You guys can do this. I want to give away 2 people. I want to see 2 of you guys in the members area with me and my coach with access to my tools for 30 days. It's a 30-day. The thing is, it's a 30-day transformation. So a lot of people, when they start, they don't really know a lot. And when they're out at the last 30, they're crushing it, right? And you just go for it. Go for it. It's really good. Alrighty, so so let's look. I want to do a review of one of my sniper trades. Okay, and you can see I had it on the chart. And so what I was watching was, I knew that this was a big uptrend. So we're just going to review and how the patience played out. Okay, and how it took a lot of patience. Okay, so I was watching this trade, and with MT4 you can put the trade on the chart. Okay, so I was watching this and I saw this trend line bounce. Okay, and now I don't know what's going to happen. We kind of have a head and shoulders that could happen. Boom, boom. I love the head and shoulders pattern. But anyhow, I was watching this and I'm like, oh man, this thing has gone down for about, since March 31st it peaked. And ever since then, it had dropped about 17 days. There you go, Ben. There you go. Novice to pro. And actually, that's not actually true. It's novice to being consistent in 30 days, right? It's a novice to being consistent. It's not novice to being pro. It sounds better on the marketing, novice to pro. That sounds really good. But the truth is, that's just really, you can't be a pro at anything in 30 days, right? It's just not possible. But the key is consistency, right? If we can consistently, hey, Roderick, thanks for love South Texas, man. Love South Texas. Hey, David. David is the man. David is my SEO professional. He works on my website. And so he looks at trading from time to time. I know he's into crypto, but he's an awesome dude. Okay. He's done well for me. He's a good guy. So yeah, you're not going to be pro, but here's the thing. What we really want is just to do the fundamentals, right? The fundamentals are really critical. And everybody doesn't want to hear that, but it's going back to the basics, right? Going back to the basics where you can focus on the beginning stuff. I used to play basketball, right? And I played basketball and tennis. And when I was in high school, we would run drills. We would run the same drills over and over and over again. And those drills would enforce the basics, right? They would enforce the basics, like how to dribble, how to pass, how to shoot, how to work with your team, simple stuff, even things that are like, okay, how to shoot a layup, right? Over and we do the same shot over and over and over and over and over and over again. And, conditioning, right? We would run for conditioning. And that's kind of what we're trying to accomplish here. We're trying to get you to, know about logging your trades, right? Nobody wants to log their trades. Getting somebody to review their trades for them. Being consistent at managing your risk. And to be honest, the basic fundamental in trading that people don't do is risk management, right? And we just got to go back to that. You got to go, if you're struggling in your trading, you have to do a self-evaluation. You have to say, what's the problem? What's the problem? Because I'm doing videos and I have a website and I have trading products and all of these things, I understand that the biggest problem is most people don't do self-evaluation, because I get messages like this all the time. They say, Casey, I really need you to help me out. I want to be a great trader. Okay. So then I'm like, okay, great. First thing I want you to send me the next 30 trades. I want you to send me 30 trades. I want screenshots. I want to see exactly what you had done in the last 30 trades and your results, right? And that's what I do. That is what I do. So if you ask me for help, that's what I'm going to say. And you know what usually happens after that? For those of you in the chat, after I tell them, they come to me and they say they want help, and then I tell them that I want to see their last 30 trades, what usually happens after that? What do you guys think? Come on, give us some guesses here. Yeah, Chris figured it out. Bye-bye. That's it. They leave. They don't want to talk to me anymore. They'd rather go get trained by someone else. Someone that doesn't actually ask them to do any work. That's so funny. Yeah, they're too busy. They're too busy to show me 30 trades. Yeah, most people don't get back to me. Actually, very rarely does it happen. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it's funny because it's not really funny. They could be too shy, but I have people review my stuff and it's embarrassing, right? It's really embarrassing. Like, I try to be transparent, and I have coaches for just about everything in my life, even personal stuff like family and things. And it's like, oh man, I'm messed up, right? And I'm messed up, just like you guys. We're all messed up, and we got to look at our mess, right? We look at our own mess, and then we just start cleaning it up one piece at a time, right? And if we want to show somebody else and they can help us get insight, that's great, because you know what? I realize I messed up. I realize I got a lot of mistakes. I realize I'm not doing everything perfect, and I've been lazy sometimes and I've made mistakes, but you know what? I'm just going to start picking it up one piece at a time, and I'm going to be open about it. I'm just going to open it all up and let other people look at it, especially people that are successful, that aren't going to judge me, but they want the same thing that I want, which is to see me be successful. Okay. And that's kind of how I am here with people that ask me for help, right? I'm not going to sit there and say, oh man, I can't believe you did that. Because you know why? Because I have my own mess that I've been cleaning up, and I know what it's like, and I will just want to help you, right? I just want to help you. And so I'm more than willing to do that without being judgmental, because I've done the same thing that you're doing. So anyways, with that being said, I'm going back to just patience now. I'm going back to being a market sniper. So my patience here really was a nice trade. Okay. It was really great. Yeah, there's no stupid question as long as you're trying to get better. And also there's no shame in making mistakes. There's no shame in making mistakes, even if you make the same mistake 100 times. You know, even if you make it 100 times, as long as you're willing to look at it, right? You're willing to look at it and face it and say, look, this is what I've done. Don't bury it and pretend it doesn't exist. Most people don't have discipline at all, and that's including me, because it's not something that's natural, right? Discipline's not natural. It's something that you have to work to create, right? And that's why our 30-day program is pretty cool, because we're here to help you with that if that's what you're interested in. Okay, so let me go and check the retweet screen, see if we got any retweets. I'm hoping we can give something away today. And come on, guys, let's do this. If you enter to win the giveaway, I will If you enter it to win the giveaway, I will expose all of your losing trades to the entire YouTube world, and I'll tell everyone how horrible of a person you are. So that's motivation. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not going to do it. Sometimes I have a little bit of a sarcastic streak on me. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to say, you can do it. You can do this. You can do this. Don't worry about your mistakes. Don't look at the past. Look at the past so that you can learn from the future, but don't dwell on it. Don't dwell on it. Okay, we need a few more. We need 6 more. So I'm pretty sure this is a done deal because we got a great audience. I believe in you guys. We got 40 people on and 40 people. So I'm going to now start teaching. I appreciate that, Ben. I was pretty excited about it. Let me go into the details. So I was waiting on this, and actually I knew this weekend I'd drawn a trend line right like this, somewhere like this, and I knew this weekend that I thought it was going to turn around. Okay, and the problem is a trade usually goes longer than what you expect, right? And they do that to shake you out. So I'm like, oh, this thing's got to turn. It's got to turn. It's got to turn. But it usually goes longer. Like, so a lot of people were probably thinking it was going to turn in this moving average, and it kept going. And it just stayed in this range for a while and just grinding. And then finally we got the tail. And so we had a tail, the pin bar, which I talk about price action. We had this very solid, trend line here. So we had a lot moving for it. And so let's keep going. On the 4-hour time frame, I had a couple good signals. I had this big tweezer pattern, which I like. Okay. And then it had another bounce off the trend wall again. And so at that point, I'm thinking, okay, this is pretty good. So when I finally entered the trade, I did the retest. Yeah, it was bearish for a full, like 20 days, right? So it takes time, man. It's like this thing was up so long, and it just was clearing out all those longs. So it just takes time. And so I had the MACD. So one of the big things I was watching was the MACD. Okay, the MACD was crossing over. And so I had that working in my favor. I had the trend line. I had that pin bar. I had a couple of these signals on the 4-hour. And the time frame that I took the trade on was the 1 hour. And the way that it worked was we had a breakout, and I waited. You can see I waited for the price to retest and then pop back up. So I was looking at it on a 15-minute time frame, but I took the trade on a 1 hour chart. I put my stop loss right down here, which, let's see where the entry is. The stop loss was about 24 pips, and the take profit was 36. So it's not quite a 2-to-1, but it's about a 1.5 to 1. But the timing was really solid. Waited patiently, got the breakout, went back in for the retest, and was very solid on the trade. Okay. And so one of the things that makes a trend direction tricky and difficult is because there can be a lot of shakeouts before the actual move, right? And the market is going to try to do it. So right here was a great example. This could have been an entry. A lot of people were probably trying to get in. Now, if you had have taken this, if you would have taken this trade, this would have been fine, right? You take this as a buy and you put your stop here. That would have been fine. This entry was better because it was a tighter stop, but you still would have made money, right? You still would have made you could have easily hit a 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 trade right here. So that would be fine. You were on point. It was just a touch early, right? And the market will do that. It'll start giving signals, and it doesn't take off right away. And usually we talk about that consolidation that happens before the breakout. And gold was another one. Gold just went short. Let's look at gold. And I didn't take this trade, but I was watching gold, and I just felt the short, right? I just felt the short because I had a feeling that it was going to break this. And the problem was it just took forever. It got a lot of people faked out because a lot of people were trying to go short, they're going short here, they're going short here, they're going short here. And then finally, when it broke down. And it was, if you took this trade, on a maybe lower time frame, probably was a pretty solid setup where, you could put your stop loss right here. You got an 80 pip stop and the price went 140. So it's a 2-to-1 trade, right? A 2-to-1 trade. So right now, this is setting up again because we looked at a daily, it bounced off of support. And now it still could go lower though. I mean, we've got this trend wall that just broke. And it is in this downward. So it could, we don't know. This thing could keep rolling lower. I'm bullish on it. So I'm more excited about the upside, but it could fake people out. Right now we have a breakout on this particular short leg. Although this is not the kind of, most people didn't see the CNH. You look at Yugoslav. Yugoslav's the gold master, man. Good job, buddy. So this particular breakout right here is definitely something. We have support right here. You can see what happened the last time. It broke right here. It had a nice move up. So this would be a definite solid trade. The MACD is crossed lower on the 4-hour. And so sometimes that will continue a little bit longer, like you see. So to me, this would be a good setup. I don't know if it would be the best one, though. I would probably like to see a little bit more pullback before it breaking up, to be honest, just because of the patience factor. But you can see that this resistance is now holding. And so now if it comes back, hits this trend line again, and then pops up, then maybe I would be looking at getting in on the re-entry on this break, right? So I could even actually draw another trend line, something like this now. And if it does the second one, sometimes you got to wait for the second break. Sometimes you got to be patient. We got a new top forming. See what happens when it tests this one. So this is a nice candle. Don't get me wrong. This will very possibly could hold. I just want to be patient, and that's what the message for today is being patient. So let's take a look at this euro trade. This is one that I'm patiently awaiting. I actually have this trade long right now. Actually long on this, but I've got I have 100 pips locked in because I got long here, and more than 100. I might have got long here. But I have 100. My stop loss is 100. My stop's right here. I have 100 pips locked in. So now that I have that locked in, I could expect for this to possibly go up again, but you can see the MACD, right? The MACD can give you a lot of clues because we have a high, right? And then it doesn't get higher and it doesn't get higher. And now it hits an all-time high and it didn't get higher. So we have 3 highs. And the MACD, these are called divergences, right? And so now the MACD on the 4-hour is starting to go lower. So I am really expecting, for this to break, right? And so if Ben is talking about this chart, he's right. There is a head and shoulders. If you'll notice, there is a head and shoulders pattern, and there's this, and this, right? Head and shoulders. And what do we have right now? We have the neckline, right? And so this is getting tired. We got the MACD rolling. But if we look at it, let's look at it on an hourly time frame. For the entry, we want to be market snipers. I want to take this trade, but I'm not quite ready yet. Like it's tested here, and look what happened as soon as it tested, right? These candles make a difference. This is a tweezer pattern to the upside. Right? This is a bullish pattern in an uptrend. This is a bullish pattern in an uptrend. So what have I been teaching? I've been teaching buy bullish patterns in the uptrend. And so this is one of the reasons. Listen, I said you be consistent in 30 days, and you're not going to learn the charts, all of the ins and outs in 30 days. but you're going to be consistent with the fundamentals. And so this would be a fundamental buy. This is a BUY because it's a tweezer. It's off of a trend line. It's an up trade, but I wasn't comfortable with it because of why? Because of why? Well, the reason I wasn't comfortable with it is because of this MACD on the 4 hour, which is showing divergence, and then it's moved for many, many days to the upside, right? So if we look at the pattern now on a daily time frame, let's look at it on a daily, we can see something else. We can see that it is pushing right off the top of a trend wall. Okay, so that's another reason why I'm looking for this short. So yes, I saw the hour bull candle on an uptrend, but I also looked at a higher time frame. Okay, and right, that Lorena just was commenting saying the gold trade took forever to break down, and you're right, it did take a while. And hey Ben, can you help me out and tell me what CNH means? I'm not sure. Bull or cup and handle? Oh, cup and handle. And my bad. You did explain. Okay, just so you know, if for trader talk, if anyone says CNH, it means cup and handle. Okay. Good. And yeah, I didn't see the cup and handle either, Ben. I did not see it. All right. So right now, this is what I'm waiting on, but I'm just going to be a little more patient. We've got this level right here, and it's just holding up. And so it could still do either way. It could still break. I mean, this daily still could get some room. It could continue, right? It really could. But look, we've got 1, 2, 3, a really strong bull candle. 1, 2, 3. It's now consolidating. I'm just thinking that this thing wants to roll over. I think it wants to roll over. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. And so I'm just going to be, I want to get into the trade, but I want to be patient. So now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, we've got a consolidation. And what happens when we get consolidations? Well, we know the market's going to make a move, right? But that doesn't always give you a clear clue as to where it's going to go, because it could do something like this. See this? It broke down and then up. You see that? And then it broke down. Okay, so it was breaking a fake to the downside, then another fake to the upside, and then now it has said, oh, we're actually not going anywhere. We're just faking people out, in and out, in and out. So so I'm being patient, right? I'm being patient. So here's what I want to see. Let's go. I'm going to keep messing around on an hourly. If we get a break here, I got to be prepared for a possible fake. So if we bounce up and move up, I'm got to be looking for a possible fake to the downside. So the way if we break to the up, what I'll be watching for is more of this and then a move down. Okay, if it fakes to the up, because we know when it consolidates, it's going to make a move. Okay, if it goes down, like I don't know that it's going to be a clean break. It might be a clean break and go like that, and when it's ready, it's ready. But it might do this, boom, and then up and then down, right? Or it can do this. I mean, there's always so many scenarios, but I'm just trying to run the scenarios. The more I run these scenarios, the better I get. It could go like up, break, and then down. I mean, and then on its way to continue the uptrend. You know, we look at that 4 hour. I look at that 4 hour on the MACD, and I say, oh, it's getting tired. It's ready to roll over. But it could have one more. Look, it rolled over here and it had one more move. It could have one more high. It could have one more high before it finally does it, right? It really could. So what I'm going to do, because I want to take this trade, we have this support level, and this is pretty bearish. We got a bearish candle. I'm going to take this trade now. I'm being patient, but I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take the trade. I'm going to manage my risk really close. So I'm taking the trade right now. Okay, so I am just getting into the trade. So now it could break back up a little bit. So I'm going to actually adjust my target, my stop loss a little bit more. just to give it some more room, because I think it could fake back up. And this could have been a fake, right? It could have been a fake, but I'm just going to watch it. So right now I have about a 1-to-1 on the trade, 37 and 30. So I want to adjust this out, try to get a little bit more here, and I'm just going to be watching this. Just going to be, it broke out. It could be faking me out, right? It could be a fake and then an up and then a move down, or it could be a break. But because I'm live, I'm going to go for it. So good news, guys. We got 13 retweets. We got 13 retweets on the situation. So on the giveaway, we got 13. So let's go ahead and pull that up for everyone. Click that link in the chat. The good thing about this is we got 36 people on. Let's look at this. 36 people on. Peter is enjoying the show. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Good. Okay, and let's. So we're gonna do giveaway we're giving away 2 1-month trials. So we got 2 more to go. So let's just do it right now. Let's just, if you're watching and you haven't done that yet, just go ahead and hit that retweet button. All you gotta do is hit this button. That's it. Just go ahead, click that link in the chat. It's right there. It's in the chat. Go ahead. It's giveaway Wednesday. We got 2 more to go. Just go ahead and do it right now. You can do this, because you know what? But don't do it if you don't want to win. Actually, okay, do it if you don't want to win. Just give your, just say, I'm entering because I want someone to win, and I'm going to give my prize. Be thoughtful and just give your prize to someone else. And then we'll just give it to somebody else if you don't want it, if you win. Okay? All right. Hey, and just do it, man. Hey, by the way, we're at 14. Come on. 14. One more. One of you guys can do this. I feel like I'm on one of those donation shows, like the Jerry Lewis telethon. He's like, okay, we just need one more person to give. But I'm giving. I'm the one. I'm not asking you to give money. I'm just giving you stuff. So that's the difference. But we just need one more. We need one more. One more. Come on. You guys can do this. You guys are great. We'll do a little celebration when we get it. Come on. But anyways, I'm going to go, and now I'm going to look at gold, right? Because my good friend Yugoslav had asked about gold. So Yugoslav is looking at gold. So gold, let's look at gold on the 4-hour time frame. So gold just rolled over on the 4-hour on the MACD. But let's pull it out. Let's go to the daily. Okay. The daily is showing a pretty strong, long channel. Now, this is in my opinion, this is a bull flag, because this is a bull flag based off of that. So I'm looking for this to break, but I don't know if it's going to be now, just like I said, because if we look, the daily MACD has a black dot, and it means it's starting to roll over, but this could hold. And if it does, it's going to break up. So if we look at some of the past moves, when it breaks channels, let's review that, just to give ourselves, review what the market has done in the past to try to determine what it's going to do next. There's always many different patterns, but we just want to study, right? We want to study. So one thing I would note is the last time right here when it was breaking in an upward channel, it hit the level, it had a bullish drop, and where did it go? It went right below key support level, or right above rather. It didn't break the support. We got this, right? It went right in, it hit here, went right into this support level. And then we had a bullish candle, and then it finally broke. And then when it actually made the break, see, the thing is, this thing is going to take patience. It made the breakout right here. And so if we were trading this, we might have taken the trade right here, put our stop loss. I like to put my stop loss below the low. So I might even put my stop here. So I put my stop right there. And my entry would have been here, 80 pips or whatever. And then you can see that it was a very nice trade. Very nice trade. Okay, it went all the way from 1600 or 1700 up to 2000, right? That's a $350 move on gold. Okay, so right now it's very similar. It's pulled up and we're right into a trend level and we're at a support, right? So this support has got to hold if this is going to break up. If this does hold, which it's looking like it might, and I had said earlier, you know, this is a bullish candle. And now if it breaks again, it might be a setup to look at. It really might. But this is a very strong bullish candle. Oh, we did it. We did it. We did it. We got it. Congratulations, everyone. Jen is going to be choosing one of the people, and we'll be announcing it very soon. Okay. So you might have entered too early, and that's okay, Yugoslav. But just remember, look, you're the one that's really crushing it on gold. But the thing is, you might not have. You know, don't do your analysis and then tell me what you're seeing. I'm seeing a support right here, so it's good. I'm also seeing a really strong bullish candle, so it definitely could work. Especially now that we're getting another pullback here. So let's look at it on a 15-minute time frame. 15-minute, it's starting to cross over. So it did break, it popped back down, and now it's retesting. So if we get more bullishness, a little bit more bullishness, this definitely could be a good setup. Let's take a look at what I would put my stop maybe down back here and see if it could roll back over. Because again, I am really expecting this to move. I just don't know if it's going to break here or if it's going to come down and break. I just don't know. And it's all about the timing and the patience on it. So, so great trade. So there we go. Okay, so let's take a look here. This actually might be the time to get in because we had the break. We got the breakout. We got the retest. And now it's going to go. And so if you do it, you know, there's not really the MACD starting to cross. Now, I mean, we don't know. We could just try to play out some scenarios here. Chris is in. It could test the 1746. So let's take a look at what could happen. So we got a little bit of a trend line here. It could break here and go up to here and then roll back down, right? Because we have a bearish channel now. Do you see that bearish channel? So even if this breaks, this might not be a bad trade, but just know, you know, you want to know where there's going to be some problems. So let's clear that out. And I'll show you some spots that could have some problems. Okay, we know, let's grab this trend line and put it out here. Okay, so we could have some problems right here. And there's a support level, you know, right here. We could have some problems here because there's all this support right into this zone here. Right, so that could give us some issues. So if it does move, it could give you some trouble right here. We have this channel, right? We have this channel moving lower. So it could come up to here, come back down, like, you know, Ben said, down to the 740 level, come down here, and then make the break, right? So you just got to look at structure and try to figure it out. So that's his first target. Good. Good, Yugoslav, you got your target in order. That's awesome. So again, I want to just take a look at the Twitter. All right, guys, we got 17 people to enter. It's the first time. Yvonne, thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate it. We did it. It's the first time we actually qualified. It's the first time we qualified in like 3 weeks. And I'm really glad of that because I was really tempted to give in last week. I was tempted. You guys, I was tempted to give in and say, "Oh, I'm being too hard. I need to just give them something." But I held in there. Yeah, we're ready anytime. Anytime we can pick winners. Yeah, never give in. I was tempted though, Ben. I was tempted. I didn't want to. I wanted to because sometimes I'm a little. But I wanted to hold you guys out to a better standard. You know, that's the thing. We got to hold out to a higher standard. So I got in right at the very bottom. Right at the bottom. The fake break. They got me. They faked me out. So now it's just a waiting game. I got to hold on and see if my levels are going to hold and see if what's going to happen. It pushed lower. Now it's pushing back. We'll see where we go here. I know that eventually it's going to roll over, but it's about my timing. My timing can be tough. So we got Abraham and Darren. Congratulations, guys. Just send me a message on Twitter, and we'll make sure that you guys get that. So looking forward to having you in the community. If you guys don't want to participate, just let us know and we'll pick somebody else, right? Because it's a really good it's a good product. So what if you're looking for a good broker that allows you to trade gold? I believe IG allows that. I believe IG allows you to trade gold, and so you can check that out. Take a look at IG. Okay, so we got my trade here. We're going to see what happens. I have this this wedge, right? So if it breaks out of this wedge, so you can see this is one thing that helps me protect my losers. You can see right now I have a pretty big stop loss, but if it breaks out of this wedge, and I'm going to make sure I have this drawn, but if it breaks out of here, I will close this early. Okay, I will close this early because I know that this trade, even though I might have got faked out and got it, my timing might have been bad, it could come back up and come up into here. And then this is a resistance point, right? So we have a resistance here. We have a resistance here. We have a resistance at this 50 period moving average. So I've got a lot of resistance that's helping me naturally. I do have resistance up here as well, but I will allow myself to take this trade. If the market comes back and breaks, I'll get out early, and that'll save me some significant risk, right? It'll save me, it could save me an additional 18 pips, right? And the reason why, is I like to have a stop loss on, just because I'm not always on it. When I have a trade on, I'm not always watching my chart. Most of the time I am, but not always. And so if it doesn't work out in my favor here, if this does not roll over and I'm watching the chart, I'll get out early, right? I'll just take my loss, which would be, in this case, roughly 23 pips, right? My stop loss, my total stop is 38. So if I get here, that will allow me to lower my stop to 21. Now, another thing that sometimes happens is I use this trend line for my stop all the way down. So sometimes it might break like this and then comes up and then like that. And then I'll get out when it crosses over here. And then my stop loss is even smaller, right? So then my stop loss, if I get out here, then my stop loss is only 10 pips. So I allow this trend line to be my stop loss. Even though I keep my stop up here, I still use this to keep my risk. And so the longer the trade stays in my favor or stays open, the better chances I have of getting out with a smaller loss. And that's a good way to do that. So I'll be looking at that. So great, everybody. Really thank you guys for being here today. Let's see. I wanted to look at one more pair before we take off, and I wanted to look at the USD CAD. And so this was one that I did a couple weeks ago, or actually last week, where I got very lucky. I got really lucky on this trade, by the way. I took a long trade on a breakout and ended up making like 30 pips. And then as soon as that happened, I took a short and made 36 on the way down. I took a long, got it, and then a short and got it, which was pretty fun. But anyhow, let's talk about what's happening now. So right now we are in a really strong downtrend. The MACD can't even get to positive. That's how strong this is, which is one of the reasons why you don't always want to go by the MACD. But here we had a very strong down move. It broke this actual chart. This is why I took it. You see this? It broke it, and it was just a fake. It's just a fake. It broke it. I took it long and it spiked. That's why I had my target low, and then I took it the other direction. So right now, though, we stalled out. If it breaks down anymore, I think we're probably going to get down here. We still have some room, and then we just watch your trend line and take this up. Now, one thing you want to realize about this Canada, for those of you that are in Canada, Jean and Linda, Linda and Jean, this Canada's like a great trade. Anytime you get any kind of pop, it's a great short. Anytime it breaks to the upside, it's a really, really, really solid short trade. So just be watching that. You can still take it long too if you're timing it right, but it's really been it's really good on the short setup side. So just one to keep our eyes on. Let's take a look at what kind of things we might look at on a reversal. Let's take a look at what we might look at for a reversal. You can see that the MACD has been going low for a while, and we've got a really strong sideways motion. And then right here where we had that big pop, but right now we're really sideways. It just broke. So the MACD has gone just to positive, and it's actually starting to go lower again. We have this. I prefer to take short trades on more significant reversals, but continuations can be just as good. It's just not my preference. I'd rather take the trade like this, where it's been up for a while and then go short, but you don't always have to do that. You can also take continuation trades like this. See how this went up just a tiny bounce and then it moved lower? This one was just a tiny bounce and just then it moved lower. I prefer the bigger ones, but you don't always get those, right? Here was just a tiny, this is just sideways, then a move, sideways, and then a move. And so now sideways, we broke up, we're retesting. So we get the break, the test up, and then the move could continue down here. You see how it broke and then retested? We have this trend line, right? And then we could go back down, right? So I would just be watching that. It's a definite possible trade. This thing can have long periods of stagnation like this. And that kind of, this is a 3-day sideways period. So holding this is kind of crazy. So Yugoslav just said boom. So he's making money. Good job, Yugoslav. So the price, it went right back down. It retested, and now it went. So the market doesn't like to go straight away, right? It broke, retested, got all the people like me and Yugoslav nervous, and then it went. So now it's moving. And so now we have a nice area up in here that we could look for our targets. So great job. Great job, Yugoslav. Excellent job on the trade. Congratulations. Keep your eyes on it. And the most important thing, though, is to manage your risk and to really focus on managing your risk. Good job. Good job. All right, guys. Congratulations as well on the giveaway. We finally did it after about 3 weeks. We did 18 retweets. Congratulations, and we'll see you guys on Friday. All right, well, thank you, and have a great day.